All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another edition of Quick Question Friday, where I take a real question from a real Etsy seller and answer it to give you guys some gold nuggets, to give you strategies, tips, and feedback to start, build, or grow your Etsy and handmade business. Let's dive in to today's episode.
How best to sell other products like wreaths made from bicycle rim and spokes, and even the tires. Should I have a separate account, or can I combine that with garden items? Yeah, so that's a common question too. A lot of Etsy sellers are super talented, and uh, they want to sell, or they sell multiple different items that aren't necessarily within the same niche, however you want to say it. All right, so you have to consider that you have to take a step back, and especially if you haven't created a shop yet, or even if you have created a shop, this is something that you can change. Um, you have to take a step back and look at it as a brand, as your brand as a whole. Are you going to stay in that one niche, or are you going to want to expand out and offer different stuff? So there's two ways to do it. You can have multiple shops for each niche, which can be a little hard to manage, especially early on when you're still learning Etsy. Or the other way is to put everything into one shop, which the way to do that is you have to brand your shop where that makes sense. If you're selling wreaths and garden flowers, those are two different niches. So you're not going to want to brand your shop, uh, you know, where it's branded to either of those niches. Mike's garden flowers or Mike's wreaths. You're not going to use that branding. What you're going to do is take a step back, and you're going to broaden out your branding. So then maybe it's Jones Creations, or Jones Designs, or uh, Jones Fantastic Collections, something where it's more broad, where you could then sell multiple items in the same shop, and it makes sense because you're branding more of kind of like yourself and your creations. And then down the road, maybe you have one niche. Maybe you're selling wreaths and garden flowers just explode, takes off way more than the wreaths, and you don't really want to waste your time on wreaths anymore. Well, then it's okay if you want to pivot. You can rebrand your same shop to just something related to garden flowers, and just you can dump off the wreaths. But you shouldn't start that way at the beginning and then add stuff, because then it's really not going to make sense to your branding. So you want to go a little bit more broad. So does that make sense, Joan, as far as kind of thinking about how you're going to brand your shop at the beginning? And even if you already have your shop name, you can change your shop name once right away. And then the next time it does have to get approval from Etsy, but it usually only takes a couple of days. So it's not a big deal. A lot of people get really hung up on their branding and fear of changing it, but it's really not hard to change, especially early on.
All right, guys, that's all for today's episode. Hopefully, that question and answer helped you out, gave you some strategies, some tips that you can use to implement in your own Etsy and handmade business to start, build, and grow and get to the next level. If you guys want your questions answered, you guys want support, help, feedback, whatever you need to start, build, and grow your business, you can jump into the Handmade and Beyond community. Get it free. You can get a free 30-day trial so you can test drive everything, get full access. If you go to www.handmadeandbeyond.com/HB free trial. Hope to see you guys in there soon. Until next week, have an awesome rest of your day.